Welcome to 502 Entrepreneurs, Louisville's podcast featuring local business owners, entrepreneurs, and side hustlers, all who have a story to tell. I'm your host, Carl Armijo, owner and operator of Carl Armijo Photography. Our guest today is SHAYNE Simmons, local tattoo artist, and stage performer. It's time to keep it weird with Shane. All right, Shane, how you doing?
Well enough, I suppose. I'm not dead yet. That seems all right.
Have a good New Year's?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I actually worked security at a bar for New Year's, so that was interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
One of those other side hustles you got going on.
Yeah, one of many.
We'll get to that probably here in the future and see how many of those things you actually got. I can think of at least 4 off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's a lot at this point.
Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm SHAYNE Simmons. I'm a tattoo artist in Louisville, Kentucky. I do a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's pretty much it. I stab people for money.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good deal for you.
Yeah,
stabbing around.
Yeah, just stabbing around.
That's awesome. So how long you been tattooing?
That's a good question. Probably coming up on 12 years now.
12 years.
A little bit over 11, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So what got you into the tattoo industry then?
Well, I've had some formal art training before getting into tattooing, and there's really only so much that you can do with that and still hope to get paid to be able to afford ramen and keep your lights on.
Yeah, so you're seeing tattoo artists making some pretty decent money out there using their skills and their art, so you're like, hey, I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you find your first apprenticeship or first shop that you were working at?
Well, the first one that actually was fruitful, I guess, was Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana. Through high school, I had actually tried a bunch of other shops asking about apprenticeships. I was under 18 at the time, but I would go and show them my artwork and ask them what I needed to do to get an apprenticeship. And every shop that I went to, and every time that I went to the same ones repeatedly, they would give me a different sort of challenge or task to kind of change my artwork to make it a little bit more tattooable. And I learned later that part of that is just to see how dedicated you are, whether or not you do one, come back, and 2, whether or not you've actually changed those things or done that challenge by the time you go back to ask again.
Oh yeah, so they're just putting you through the ringer, making sure that you're
serious.
You're serious about the gig. Yeah. Did you have a mentor when you were first starting out, or how does that work in the tattoo industry?
Yes, tattoo apprenticeships. It's kind of like an internship, but under one person. Generally, you find a reputable tattoo artist in a clean shop in your area, and the actual time that you spend in your apprenticeship varies, but most of them seem to be between about 1 year and 2 years. I actually got through mine in about 8 months, but I've heard of people being in an apprenticeship for upwards of like 5 to 6 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but yeah, that one person will kind of mentor you and teach you how to stay safe and clean and how to tattoo correctly and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's very important these days, having a clean shop and worrying about all the bloodborne pathogens and
absolutely
and everything there. So, that's cool. What's been your most favorite thing that you've tattooed since you've been going?
I don't know. I don't know if there's one favorite thing that I've tattooed. Whatever it would be, I'm sure it was just something that made my client really happy. Because that's one weird thing with tattooing is if you don't get any validation or reaction from your customer after you've spent like hours altering someone permanently, it's really weird. Like if they walk over to the mirror with their new tattoo, you're like, hey, so how is it? And you're like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see that being super awkward.
Yeah, just okay. Like, I've put my heart and soul into this. You want to give me something here? Yeah.
So what's the most common reason you see people getting tattooed these days? Seems like a lot of people have their own, stories or reasons they want to get a piece or something like that. But, walking into your shop, what's the most common reason you see?
I don't know if there is really one more common reason, at least not that I've seen. People get them for all sorts of reasons, like to heal from past trauma, sometimes even like physically to cover up scars from physical trauma. People get them, just because they look cool. I know people with like tattoos of slices of pie and all sorts of just weird stuff, and it doesn't mean anything. Like they just like it. It makes them happy.
Yeah, and that's all that matters, right? Is that people are happy.
Yes, absolutely.
Walk out of the shop smiling and ready to come back.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So what's been the hardest part about being a tattoo artist since you started?
100% is inconsistency of income. Like you have no idea when you're going to get paid, what you're going to get paid. With an hourly job, you're able to kind of budget and figure out how much you can spend and how much you can save and all that. But being entirely commission based, it's really difficult to kind of plan for the future and save money. That's been a struggle for me.
Yeah, I could see that. Coming from corporate America, where I've always been steady income there, and I can see how being a tattoo artist, that would be a real hard thing to deal with every day. What are some of the things that you're doing nowadays to get people into your shop?
Well, at the insistence of another business owner that I know, Tom Robbins.
Yeah.
I have started an email list, which for a long time in tattooing was kind of a taboo thing. Like you didn't contact customers directly ever. It was just this fear of just scaring somebody off. Like you'll look desperate if you send anything out to them. You have to wait for them to come to you. And it was it seemed like an outdated outlook, but for whatever reason it was still stuck in my head. That's the way I was trained. And Tom insisted that I kind of break out of that preconceived, that previously held notion that I shouldn't be able to contact people, and set up an email list. And it's paid off really well.
Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
What tell people how they can get on your email list.
The easiest way would be to go to my website. It's www.shayneSimmons.com, SHAYNESIMMONS.com. And at the bottom of the first page, there is a sign up for my email list. You can get on there for artwork giveaways, first looks at tattoos that I want to do, any sort of discounts or anything like that I do for my other fine artwork or clothing that I've designed or anything like that.
Yeah, people, do it. Get out there, ShayneSimmons.com. Hit up his email list and check out some of the work he's been doing. So you're not only a tattoo artist, right, but you're also a painter / actual artist.
Yeah.
Out there trying to get some of your pieces sold, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fine artwork. I've done pinstriping and sign painting before. Sculpture, printmaking, digital artwork, and graphic design. I've done all sorts of stuff.
So just an all-around artist here.
Yeah. Basically just trying to use some of those skills to pay the bills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is this artwork also available on your website?
It most certainly is.
Cool. It's ShayneSimmons.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, what about this stage performing you do? Shayne the Magi, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
One of the things, one of my other side hustles is performing on stage, doing dangerous things for money. Like hammering nails into my face, putting needles through my arms, along with really awful jokes and like magic and general sideshow tomfoolery. It's an interesting time.
Yeah, so what's been the most interesting act you've seen alongside you as you've been performing?
There are a lot of them, but I think the one that always stands out to me, I've seen it a number of times from a bunch of different people, but it's always really gross. Seeing someone get money stapled to their genitals.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That is a weird one.
Yeah, it's
We can definitely
still
call
really
that
hard to watch.
keeping it weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do
Jesus.
you do to keep it weird?
Well, weird is kind of relative. I just try to be as unabashedly myself as I can, without scaring too many people off, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's super important in business, right? Is just being yourself, getting out to the world, like who you actually are. Part of selling your tattoos is selling yourself at the same time. So
Yeah.
as long as you're yourself and who you are, then I think that helps your business.
Yeah, trying to be as honest and genuine as you can be. Like, present yourself openly to your clients and potential clients, and it seems to allow them to sort of build rapport with you a lot easier.
Yeah, so along those lines, let's hit up a couple questions here to get to know Shane a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So we know you're a tattoo artist, regular artist, stage performer, videographer, photographer, you name it, visual arts, you're doing it, right?
Yeah, more than likely.
So if you could do any other profession other than your own, what would you be doing?
That is a good question. I honestly don't know. I spend pretty much every waking hour with some portion of my thought process devoted to some kind of artistic endeavor. I haven't really thought about that. Like, I'm just kind of hyper focused on one form of art or another. Let me ask you a question. What do you think I would be good at?
Ooh, I wasn't expecting you to turn the tables on me here. Let me think about that here for a second. I feel like you would be really good at organizing events for other entrepreneurs.
I could see that.
I think you'd be really good at getting a group of people together for something or another. Planning some kind of event like that. Now, how that would look, I wouldn't know, but
yeah,
I think that's a skill set you have.
Well, cool.
In your bag.
Maybe I'll have to utilize that a little bit more.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure we can make something happen.
So, what else are you currently studying, learning, or are you just extremely curious about lately?
Well, honestly, podcasting.
Yeah.
I've just recently put out my very first episode of my personal podcast.
There you go. What's it called?
It's Art of the Flying Eye.
And where can people find it?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't really put out too much advertisement for it. I haven't put up any links or anything like that. But hopefully soon on my website and in my emails.
Cool.
To my email subscribers.
Another reason to get on that list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get Shane's podcast. Well, that's cool. Like I'm in the same boat as you are. Like right now I'm super interested in podcasting and just marketing in general.
Yeah.
And finding ways to reach people or an audience that I'm not currently reaching. And I think there's so much content out there about it, and it's really overwhelming sometimes. So
yeah,
getting to the point where you're just gonna be getting something out there and doing it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Just create as much content, make as much stuff as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's crazy, I think we were talking about this the other day, how accessible all of this stuff is to people now. Like basically building a television studio in your house, like for YouTube channels, or like building something like this setup to podcast on. It is entirely reasonable for the average person to set up this sort of environment and create this content, which just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's 2020 now, and to see some of these YouTubers and podcasters making the kind of money they are just from
no joke.
doing something that they like and love. It's encouraging. Lets you know that there's some opportunities out there. You just kind of got to go get them, find them, and hustle for them, and they could be yours. So, how long you been in Louisville?
Well, I grew up in South Louisville, and I want to say maybe 6 years ago, I actually moved to Indiana. So I'm not actually a Louisville resident anymore. Yeah, I just work here. Yeah. Well, Southern Indiana is basically just a suburb.
Just across the river, so it's not like it's that far.
Yeah, it's Louisville just across a river.
Right, but you're working in Louisville, so that's why you're here.
Absolutely.
So, since you were born in South Louisville, or just ever since you can remember?
Yeah.
So, during that time, what's been your favorite spot in town to frequent or go to?
Well, that's changed over the years, but I'd say at this point, probably the bar that I actually work security at, SHAYNE,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a really relaxed atmosphere, and of course, working there, I know basically everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, and just being able to constantly meet new people is really kind of interesting.
Oh, that's cool. What about restaurants? You got any favorite restaurants in town?
Ooh, what day of the week is it?
Louisville's a pretty foodie city these days, so
absolutely
everybody's got their own preferences and whatnot.
I don't know. There are a lot of good Mexican places, but I've been craving Indian food recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have had bad experiences at Cafe 360, but the Indian food there is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
I've never tried it there, so maybe I'll have to go check it out.
Really? Are you a fan of Indian food?
Absolutely. Love it. Yep.
Awesome.
We like to go to Dakshin.
Really?
It's over on Bardstown Road.
Yeah, I've been there once.
They have a good buffet on the weekends. And
they have a buffet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
I'm a fan
pick
of a
and choose
buffet.
what you want, and it's all delicious. What's the best part about being a tattoo artist and an artist in general? The best part of what you do?
Honestly, probably just the freedom. As a tattoo artist, I'm a contractor working at a shop. So I can basically set my own schedule. I can come and go as I please. I can kind of choose the type of pieces that I want to do. If I'm uncomfortable with a particular art style or something like that, I'm entirely free to turn it down. I don't have to kind of answer to a manager or something like that. Just kind of being my own boss for the most part is really freeing. It kind of resonates well with me.
Do you find the trade-off worth it with the you're your own boss, have the freedom, but you also don't have that hourly wage security that we were talking about earlier?
Well, yeah, I mean everything has its pros and cons. That's the trade-off.
Yeah, but in your mind, totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect.
I will eat my my lukewarm ramen noodles to still be my own boss.
Yeah, there you go. Can't get in too much trouble if you're your own boss.
I mean, you can, but I mean, nobody's punishing you but yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So, you got any hobbies, social groups, things like that you like to do in your spare time? I don't know how much spare time you have.
Not a lot. I mean, well, the main thing that comes to mind is one that you're also a part of. It's the Oddfellows.
The Oddfellows, yeah.
Kind of volunteering time to make the community a better place.
So for those that don't know, you want to tell them what the Oddfellows are?
Well, the Oddfellows, it's a fraternal organization that, as far as I remember, originated in England about 300 years ago. Well, on paper, and the command is to visit the sick, relieve the distressed, bury the dead, and educate the orphan. Basically, just if someone needs help, you help them. You just do as much good in the world as you can before we have to go.
Yeah,
none of us live forever. So,
what's been your favorite part about being a member of the Oddfellows?
Honestly, just having the resources to truly help people. Like outside of something like that, there are so many different options for, I guess, how you could potentially help people, how you could try to, but you never know, I guess, what the most efficient way would be. I mean, it's just, I always suffered from kind of indecision fatigue, where there were so many options to, I guess, try to help, that I ended up just kind of not doing anything.
Yeah, like when you watch Netflix.
Yeah, there's so many
you just
options.
browse through all the shows the entire time, and then you watch nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's how it is with volunteering. I think, being part of the Oddfellows, it gives you a little bit of direction and resources, help, and, people to get along with your cause there.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite cause that you've worked with the Oddfellows so far?
That is a tough one. I don't know if I really have a favorite. It's just any opportunity to really make a difference in somebody's life, to really kind of help somebody that's in a tough spot, to make the world a better place.
Yeah, we're all in a tough spot from time to time, and it's nice having people or an organization that are out there in the world who can help out and help you get through these tough times. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening with the Oddfellows. So if you're unfamiliar, check them out.
Do you remember what the website?
www.oddfellowslouisville.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
So awesome. What else besides the Oddfellows?
Honestly, just all of those various side hustles trying to make me some cash.
All right, that circles it around full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many revenue streams does Simmons currently have?
As many as possible. Currently trying to get into passive revenue streams. That way I can use my time for other things and still make money.
You got any ideas?
Digital products.
Okay, yeah. I think that's a great idea, especially with your background.
Yeah.
I know there's tons of people making tons of money on Etsy, selling digital products, right? You get it done, you list it, you don't have to look at it again. Mm-hmm. They pay you their money, and they download the product.
Mm-hmm. It is infinitely reproducible.
Yep.
And, you basically only have to put significant effort into it one time.
One time.
Yeah.
One time, build the product, build the page,
mm-hmm.
and then, hopefully get some good keywords on this page to get people to see your product.
Yeah. But, I'm still kind of on the fence about what to create, because I've had people approach me about sort of art lessons or something along those lines, maybe like a video series. I could also do some basic kind of ebook sort of things, but still kind of on the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great direction to go. If you could find a little niche there with digital products, passive income,
mm-hmm.
That's a great way to get some money coming in and an additional revenue stream.
Yep, that's the goal.
Yeah. Any other bright ideas up your sleeve coming up?
Well, not that I'd like to share.
Yeah, right. What about since it's New Year's at all, or we're just past the new year.
Yeah.
Did you make any goals for yourself, or, I hate resolutions, but I think goals are attainable and achievable.
Yeah.
So did you make any goals for you personally or your businesses?
Well, I tend to not really make like New Year's resolutions or anything like that. I try to basically do the same thing every day. Is just make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. Just continually try to improve at something and just be better every day.
Yeah. Do you have a daily routine that you follow?
I wish. It'd be nice. There's just so much stuff going on all hours of the day that I can barely regulate my sleep schedule. A routine would be nice. It would be comfortable.
Yeah, with your security work at Seidenfaden, it's pretty hard to stay regular on a sleep schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, when you get out of there at between like 6:30 and 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then have to go and tattoo at 11.
That's rough.
Yeah, it can be interesting.
Note to self, don't book Shane's 11 o'clock appointment. Go for the afternoon one.
Yeah, maybe like 3. That would be, yeah.
That's good stuff. So, let me see. I got something else for you here, but I can't remember what it is. Why don't you just tell people where they can find you again, and that's it.
Fair enough. Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, as a matter of fact. But you can link to all that through my webpage. It's www.shaynesimons.com, SHAYNESIMMONS.com.
Cool. I recommend all you people visit his site, check out some of the cool work that Shane's doing, and hit him up with a message if you need some work done or if there's something that he can help you with. That works. Well, Shayne, I appreciate you coming by and
Absolutely
recording the podcast with me, and I wish you the best of luck in 2020.
Ditto.
All right. Thanks for listening to 502 Entrepreneurs. You can find our site online at www.502entrepreneurs.com. It includes links to the amazing work that Shayne creates on a daily basis. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast through whichever service you listen to. Thanks again.